If you do not want to be a coward, it is essential that you stop blaming. Now, I'm Nico, the founder of Perform with Pleasure, and today's video I'm going to explain to you why playing the blame game is the way of the coward. Why? Because it's a way in which you run away of doing the things to change your behavior. So instead of proactively thinking to yourself, okay, this is what happened, just accepting completely what happened in the past without pointing the finger to others or pointing the fingers to yourself, instigating guilt. No, we just accept that the past is the past, and then we ask ourselves the question, now how can we do it differently? Or how can we inspire the other person to act in a different way? Now, when you start blaming other people, two things can happen. Or they become defensive and they will not do it, or they feel guilty and then they will comply. But you will feel dissatisfied because you know they only change their behaviors because you put pressure on them, or they start blaming themselves and then nobody wins because again and feel sad, and perhaps they will not change any behavior because they're just all the energy that is need necessary for behavioral change is sucked out of them because of the feeling of guilt. Now, what do we need to do then? What is a better option? Well, the better option is that we do not, when we blame ourselves, subconsciously attract blame from others, judgment from others. But we take those judgments and we put them to the side, and it will happen automatically. I know we have trained ourselves, to judge others all the time. But from the moment we notice that we're starting to come into the path of judging, we can say, oh, from the moment we notice this, we become aware of it, we stop the blame game, and we start to to turn shame into self-honor, whereby instead of looking at the behaviors that you're ashamed of doing, is to see, okay, how can I honor myself and others by doing different behaviors? How can I improve the way I'm being? How can I come to a moment where I'm not ashamed but I'm proud of myself? What behaviors can I do that honor the person I want to be? Then we can also start to change guilt in self-respect, self-thing. What behaviors can I change so that guilt is just a non-issue, because these behaviors are a demonstration of my own self-respect. And how to do it? Well, the best way is to start asking yourself questions. Keep questioning yourself. Go from blaming to learning. And the best way to do that is asking questions, because whenever you ask a new question, you open a new door where all new possibilities lie in. So please, do yourself a favor. Take responsibility for your behavior. Let the blame game go, because when you blame, when you stamp yourself, when you judge yourself, you again are conditioning yourself to repeat that same pattern time and time again, in which you are installing an identity that is not so conducive to, well, your well-being and the well-being of others. But shift your attention to how you can create an identity for yourself whereby you are completely in honor of yourself, of your life, and of the gifts that you have for the world. So again, stop the blame game and start learning.